All right, you guys ready? Do you remember back in, I don't know, fourth or fifth grade when you guys learned how to multiply and divide fractions? And then you were taught how to add and subtract fractions, right? You know why? Because it's a lot harder, right? In addition and subtraction, you have to find common like denominators, right? You can't add two fractions together unless they have this exact same denominator. Imagine the fun that you're going to have with rational fractions. This is going to be fun. In fact, it's so fun, I haven't done this in years. All right, you ready? So, 1 through 3, we actually do have like denominators. So, we're just going to go ahead. Remember, we put it all over one denominator. Then we actually do the addition. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then we can reduce, right? Yeah, 3 over 1x, right? Okay, now that wasn't that bad, right? Now, I'm telling you guys, when you see two terms, automatically put parentheses around there. Yeah, I wish they would just do that for all problems. All right, so our denominator is like denominator, so we just keep our denominator. And we're going to subtract the top. Now, these are unlike terms, right? 2x and 4. So just leave it as 2x minus 4 with parentheses. That's as far as we can go. Now, number 3, we're almost have like denominators, right? Thing is, the signs are different in this fraction than that fraction for the denominator. Here I have a positive x squared. Here I have a negative x squared. Here I have a negative 9. Here I have a positive 9. Remember what we did yesterday or a couple days ago? No, we took out a negative 1. Okay? I'm going to rewrite this down here. So I'm going to keep my 2x plus 11 over my x squared minus 9. But I'm going to make this look exactly like this. I'm going to take out a negative 1. Okay, that's going to change the signs. So I get a positive x squared and a negative 9. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool. And actually, I actually could take out a negative 1 up here also, right? Make it look pretty. So I have a positive x and a negative 2. What happens to my negative 1s? Yeah, it just becomes a positive 1, right? And they just kind of can't go away. Okay, so my like denominators then. Yes, sir. Okie dokie. So I have my x squared minus 9. And on top, I have 2x plus 11 plus x minus 2. Now, there's a reason why I left the parentheses out. Because I can actually simplify the numerator farther, right? I can combine my 2x. I don't like that color. And the positive 1x to get a positive 3x. And then I've got a plus 11 and a minus 2 gives me a plus. Oh, this problem's really stinky. So this gives me a plus 9 all over x squared minus 9. Now, you're thinking, well, we're probably done. Not really. Okay? Now, I would take this. I wouldn't give you any, I would take that for an answer. But you people that are going on to higher mathematics, guess what you get to do? You get to simplify this further. Your work is not done. I could take out a 3 and have x plus 3 on top. I could factor this to x plus 3, x minus 3, because it's a difference of squares. Then I can cancel out the x plus 3's. And my final answer, 3 over x minus 3. Okay? But Algebra 2 students, I'm okay with this one. Pre-calc students, you guys, pre-calc or advanced algebra students should go to this one. Isn't that fun? And those were pretty much like denominators. Are you ready for some real fun? Let's do some unlike denominators. Oh, back in the day, when you guys were to add, let's say, 1/2 plus 3/4, you guys had to come up with a denominator, right? A like denominator. And most of the times, you just did the 2 times the 4, right? Gives you 8. Then you would go back and you would multiply this by 4. You get 4 half, whatever, okay? This scenario is what we're going to do with rational expressions. So, this is going to equal my x minus 5 times my x plus 2. See how I did that? Do you see it? Do you see it? Are you proud of me? Okay, now I got to go back, just like I did here. I had my 2. Well, then I would have to go multiply my numerator by the 4. Do you remember that? So here, I'm going to have to go back and multiply my 2x by the x plus 2. So I'm going to multiply the 2x times the x plus 2. And then the 4, I'm going to have to multiply to the x minus 5. Isn't that special? Okay, distribute. So I have to distribute the 2x. And I'm going to have to distribute the 4x. Okay, you ready? Are you ready? You ready? Okay, 2x times x is 2x squared. 2x times 2 is 4x minus, now watch it because we got a minus sign, so that means we're going to minus the whole quantity, so we need parentheses. 4 times x is 4x. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Told you guys would love this stuff. So we're going to distribute the negative sign to each term. And this is just going to go on and on and on. So I have 2x squared plus 4x minus 4x plus 20 all over x minus 5, x plus 2. Okay, now I'm going to combine like terms. And actually, in my numerator, this positive 4x and negative 4x cancels out. So I end up with 2x squared plus 20, and I can factor out a 2, right? So I'm going to do a couple of steps here at once. So I'm going to factor out that 2. Gives me x squared. Take out a 2 plus 10. All over x minus 5, x plus 2. Now, make sure that this can't factor anymore, and you can cancel out. X squared plus 10 will not factor any further unless you use imaginary numbers. So this is my answer. Boy, was that fun. All right, number 5. Now it's starting to get even harder. Okay, I have a 6x squared and a 4x squared minus 2x. I'm going to go ahead and factor out a 2x here. Okay? So I have 5 over 6x squared. What am I doing? It's a 5. Plus x over, I'm going to take out a 4, and then x leaves me, not a 4, a 2. Boy, I can't, I need more coffee. I need more coffee. I'm making too many mistakes. Okay, so I need to take out a 2x here, right? And that leaves me with a 2x minus 1. Okay. I can reduce this fraction. Okay, I can actually take out an x, right? Can I reduce this? Nope, we're good. So I'm going to rewrite it. I have 5 over 6x squared plus 1. I'm going to have to put a 1 there. 1 over 2 times 2x minus 1. All right. Houston, I have a problem. My denominator, I have to get these to be like denominators. All right. I'm going to use the lowest common denominator here. Let's look at the numbers. I have 2 and 6. What's my lowest number that both of these divide into? Well, it's the 6, right? 2 goes into 6 3 times. 6 goes into 6 one time. So I'm going to need a 6. Okay, the next thing, I need an x squared. So I need an x squared. Okay? Then, I'm looking at this. Well, I'm going to need a quantity, 2x minus 1. So I'm going to need a quantity, 2x minus 1. So there's my lowest common denominator. Now this gets hard. So my lowest common denominator here is 6x squared times 2x minus 1. Okay, now remember, this is going to be multiplied by this, and this is going to be multiplied by that, kind of. Okay, so I'm looking at my denominator here. I have a 6 and an x squared, so I'm going to need to multiply my numerator by what I don't have in this denominator, which is 2x minus 1. Do you see that? Now, I need to look at this denominator. Well, let's see, I've got a 2x minus 1, and I've got a 2, but I need a 6, so I'm going to multiply it by 3 to make it a 6. And I need to multiply by x squared, because I don't have that in my denominator. You see that? Okay, let's distribute the 5. And all of this we're going to multiply. That's one term. Here we go. 5 times 2x, 10x. 5 times negative 1, negative 5. At least we have a plus sign here. Plus 1 times 3 times x squared is 3x squared. Okay, I'm going to put this in standard form. So I have 3x squared plus 10x minus 5 all over 6x squared times 2x minus 1. Now, we need to check to see if this factors. Let's see, I'm going to use a guess and check. And let's see, there's only one way to get 3x squared. That's 3x times x. I have a minus sign, so one's plus, one's minus, or one's minus, one's plus. And the only factors of 5 is 1 and 5, or 5 and 1, right? See, if I multiply the 5 and 3, that's 15 minus 1 is 14. That's not going to work. 1 times 3 is 3, minus 5 times x is 5, so that's a negative. So it's not going to work. So I know that this is my final answer. Pretty crappy, huh? This is not easy stuff. Okay? Let's stop here. And let's see if we got some homework that represents what we have. What? Pardon me? 6 foot. Okay, let's try page 13 to give you some practice. Today is Tuesday. 5, 7. Boy, we're getting really close, aren't we? let's do page 13 for homework. Okay? Give it a shot. We'll keep going on this tomorrow. Usually I spent 2 or 3 days on this, at least. Probably the rest of the week. Okay?